harness, potential export earnings from the non-crude oil sector?
I think we are waking up to that reality. The report from the Q1 report of NBS this year showed that non-oil grew from usual 4 to 5% of the total export earning for the quarter till around 11 to 12%. And that was a massive leap, actually. We actually earned in the Q1 of this year what we usually would earn in a year, about 577 billion naira. So I think we're waking up to that reality. The only concern I have is the fact that I'm not sure is as a result of any deliberate policy of the government, but rather the response of the manufacturer, who are the major exporter in that quarter, to the issue they had during the recession.
So how can we get the deliberate response from the government that is desperately needed? Because before now, we know that before the crude oil was discovered, Nigeria exported palm oil produce, groundnuts, and various other cash crops, rubber. How do we get back to that mode?
Now, we need deliberate export policy. I remember then when Mubarak came in, he set up a committee that chaired by, I think, chairman of Boeing, who reported directly to him, and mainly to drive export from the U.S. because they create a lot of jobs for every $1 billion product exported out of the U.S. So we need a deliberate policy. I know for a fact that Nigeria Promotion Council came up with what they call the Zero Oil Plan. And that has been on the table in the presidency from what I heard for some time now. We're expecting to be launched by the president. But that's not been done. And the council have to begin to move from one state to the other, trying to get each state to rise up to that occasion. Just the way government is directly driving agri. We need to do the same for non-oil. I mean, president launching a program.
So in doing this, let's look at the ease of doing business that has been on the table and has been backed by
the president.
The president for now. How easy is it for someone to be able to export? What if I had I wanted a second stream of income and I wanted to go into the exporting business? How easy is it for me to start this?
On the paper, based on the report of World Bank, the ranking went up, but I mean, on the trade across border, the major issue we are having right now, they've done a number of things around documentation. I must give it to the secretariat on those people, on the PEBEC people. But the major issue that has not made their work to really see the light of the day, for people to appreciate what they've done in the trading across border, is the issue in Apapa. Right. Immediately, I'm hoping what Adizat said, that the person heading the MPA lady, if that happens, September, we're able to finish, and the tempo from the manufacturing continue on top of export, then we'll probably be able to, we'll be getting towards what you're asking and harnessing the potential in that sector. But that's not the real solution.
Okay.
The real solution is to do rail.
Right.
If you fix that road and those trucks keep moving on that road, over time that road will depreciate again, and we don't have a good maintenance culture. Yeah. So if you do rail, so that they are heavy duty product moving out of the port, if they are moved on rail out of Lagos, like we are doing in Lekki Deep Sea Port, now I hope we are planning rail for that place, because that's the issue we had here. Because before we know it, all the road on that axis are going to have issue when they finish that port, and all the trucks are moving on the road with all the heavy load inside the truck.
Thank you for your